What's up, guys? And today we're going to be taking a look at a whole case of Blokees Transformers. So this is indeed a full case of Blokees Transformers. Of course, we got the new setup and everything going on here. I hope you guys do like the new setup. I will be kind of maybe spicing it up a little bit. So let's take a look at the box first. So it is a full case, so we will probably be getting the entire setup, maybe minus the special one. I really do hope we get the special one because it is Shockwave, and I love Shockwave. Got this nice little Blockies kind of strip that goes all across the box and everything. And on this side, just says 40 years, Transformers. On the back, really nothing. Same thing on the other side there. These are the Galaxy versions, so these are like the regular Blockies that you will get. And then this is the kind of top of the box there, which looks pretty cool. I did already get like 3 of these already before. Fix my camera a little bit, Jesus. But I did already get a like 3 boxes of this specific series before. I did open those off camera, just because I wanted to see if I got Tarn and Shockwave. Didn't end up getting those. I ended up getting one of the Constructicons, then 2 of that specific Constructicon there, and then I did get the Dinobot there, which kind of sucked because honestly, I really wanted get Tarn because he's my favorite. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna buy a whole case. So I do have a whole case right here. I'm gonna go right ahead and open this case up, and then we will open up the blind boxes and kind of see what we get. So here we have the box fully opened and everything, and all of our blind boxes here. Just gonna go ahead and pull out one and kind of show it here, and just take a look at these little boxes. So there's really nothing on the bottom, but they got this nice, very shiny design, which I really do like with these boxes. I really like how they're like shiny and everything. So we got a nice look at Shockwave right there. Go look at Nemesis Prime on the side. I really want to get him. Nothing really too much on this side. And we do got a full picture of all the characters here. And then really nothing too much on the top. So we will pretty much be opening every single little box here. So starting off with, start with this one here. And I will be building them all kind of like off camera. I just find it a little bit easier for me to do that. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. A little something different. I might be getting more of these, just because I really do like all of these. I could open this box. There we go. And who did we get? Pretty sure all of these, yeah. If I remember correctly, they just kind of show how to build one of them, and then you kind of figure out the rest with the other characters. So this bag here should tell us who we get. So, Blue Hands. So that is probably most likely going to be Blue Streak, I believe that's Blue Streak. Yeah, looks like it is Blue Streak. So we just did get Blue Streak there. And of course I will build these guys off camera and everything like that. I'm going to open them all first and then build them off camera. But I will show which ones we do get in these boxes. So just open the next box here. Hopefully we get Tarn. I really would like Tarn, like a lot. So get this open here, and we got. Oh, is there no hands in this one? Okay, this one has no hands, so I'm betting that this is the. Yep, looks like it is the dinosaur mode for the Dinobot. So that is cool. I will just shove these kind of back into the boxes. I would build these on camera. It's just, I don't think I've ever built anything on camera before. So that would be kind of a bit difficult. to say the least. But I will be still building them off camera and everything, so at least that will be done still. I may do potentially Blokees videos a bit different in the future, depending on how much time I have. But for now, this is kind of how things are at the moment. These boxes really are kind of hard to open to an extent. I really don't want to damage the boxes, but I almost feel like I have to just to actually open them. But these are a nice little set, and apparently, Blokees have been out for a thing for a while. Seeing that they have some pretty cool ones. I probably won't be opening any more of those. I'll probably just open this part here just to kind of tell what we get. So, looks like we got the robot mode for the Dinobot. Alright, so we got that. I've already had him before. Next one. Let me know if you guys want to see me actually like build them like on the screen and everything. Because I will. I'm just kind of testing the whole thing out because I'm not sure if anybody wants to see me really sit here for a long time and build stuff. I more so just want to like take a look at them. And who we got? Oh, we got Tarn. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank God, thank God. Okay, that one's gonna be a real fun one. Next box. Please be a shockwave or the special shockwave. Just one of those would be fantastic. So far we got Tarn, Blue Streak, both the Dinobots. We're just missing Ultra Magnus, and of course the Constructicons and Shockwave. So let's see, Ultra Magnus, Constructicons, Shockwave, and then also we have this one here. Okay, so we may potentially have a double. We might have a double. If we don't get a double, but we might have a double. Alright, so there's one of the Constructicons, and I believe this one is Scrapper. Pretty sure that's the name of the Constructicon in this one. I don't know, they kind of... With G1 I always kind of mixed them up a little bit. At least some of them. Mainly Scrapper and, who else? There was another one that I mixed up alongside with Scrapper. I think it might be Bone Crusher. Not 100% sure, but what do we got here? Oh, that looks like a Shockwave. Which one is it, though? Which one is it? This one looks like... Okay, it is the regular Shockwave. So we did get regular Shockwave. I forgot they come with these. Huh. So there's regular Shockwave. So now we're just missing still Ultra Magnus. And then we're missing, I believe, that one. Which actually, I think that's Hightower. I want to say it's Hightower. I don't remember. G1 was always kind of a difficult thing for me. I want to try and like open one of these boxes at least like decently well, because I would like to keep at least one of these boxes, if it will allow me to. Okay, this one seems to be opening at least decently, fairly well. They really glue these boxes down, I swear. Okay. They're nice boxes, though, we'll admit. They did do really good on the packaging for these little blind bag figures. Come on. Come on. Open up. There we go. Okay, that box opened up pretty well. Alright, who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? And there it looks like Hightower. Alright, so just missing Ultra Magnus. Oh, wait. No, we didn't get Nemesis Prime yet. Shit. Alright, so we got all of these. We just need Nemesis Prime and Ultra Magnus. So they will probably be in the box here, in one of these two boxes. Probably have both Ultra Magnus and Nemesis Prime. Or if we don't have either of those, we have the special one. It'd be really cool to get the special one. But I doubt it. I doubt we'll get the special one. Just because, just seems like we may not get that, just because I do not have the best luck. But regardless, hopefully we do get Nemesis Prime. And we got Nemesis Prime. Okay. Perfect. So then that means that this box should either be the special one or it's going to be Ultra Magnus. What's it going to be? 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 Alright. Please be the special one. If it's not the special one, I'm going to be a little bit upset. I'm not going to lie. I believe you get a full set in this, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so who is it? And it is Ultra Magnus. Okay, so we ended up getting a pretty much the full lineup here. Didn't get a special, which sucks. I know, it sucks, but at least we did get all the characters. So I'm going to go ahead and build these up, and then we'll take a look at them individually. And here we have them all built up, and we'll take a look at each one individually. So, first off, we're going to take a look at the kind of the most, kind of, I would say boring of the lot, which is basically just a vehicle mode. What was the name? I forgot what the name was. Not the most well-known Dinobot. I don't know. Is it Snarl? I think it might be Snarl. I'm gonna go with Snarl. But here we have the Dynamote of Snarl. So there's really nothing too crazy. Of course, with every single one of these, you do get a base. But yeah, I mean, he had some articulation. Ball joint here, hinge at the jaw, right there. Of course, ball joints right here, ball joint right here, and this one really likes to come off. But you do got ball joints for the legs, so oh my god, just loves doing that. There we go. But yeah, and you got some hinge right there too as well. Ball joint there. And the tail does swivel, so you do have some pretty decent small articulation for the dyno mode, and it is a pretty cool looking dyno mode. It's just there really is not a whole lot we can really talk about with that here. It's cool that each series of Blokees that comes out that has a Dinobot, you do get the Dino mode in the set too as well. I think that's pretty cool. Although it'd be nice if we could get maybe vehicle modes for some of the main bot characters, but yeah, that is pretty much. Um, I'm gonna go with Snarl. I think. Hold on, let me check real quick. Okay, I completely forgot. You get these discs with these Blokees figures, and yeah, it was Snarl. So I was right with that one. So did get Snarl there. So next up, of course, it's only right that we do the robot mode for Snarl. So of course, then you do get his token here, as I have all the other tokens. So you do get a character token with every single character that you do get. There's a QR code on the back there. Probably nothing too serious, but there's his QR code. And taking a look at the figure here, you do have a sword that comes with him. And he's pretty decently detailed, so we will take him off the base there. Got some very nice paint work for that chest going on there. Some very nice print work. And yeah, the whole rest of him doesn't really have any printing, just the torso there, but it is very nice printing while it is there. Very nicely sculpted sword and everything. The backpack here with the kind of dino tail parts is pretty sick. And taking the sword out of his hands. Of course, articulation is going to be the same with every single one of these figures. You got the ball joints at the shoulder here. Definitely range will probably be different between each figure. But the arm can go out and everything, and you got your bend at the elbow with a swivel, and then ball joint at the wrist here. Ball jointed head and everything. waist swivel, ball jointed hips, and then the hinge and swivel at the knees, and then ball jointed feet. Every single one of these figures have the same exact articulation scheme, so I'm not going to look through every single one. I will probably go over like some like very like small minor differences between some of these ones, but anyway, uh, along with a pair of fists, you do get a pair of open hands. Because these do come on sprues, so you do get open hands. These ones are tarns, but you do get those with every single figure. You get fists and open hands, and of course accessories too. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Definitely not really my favorite one, um, but he's a decent looking Dinobots. I just this series just has a lot better characters. But anyway, that is Snarl. Next, we're going to take a look at Hook. So, of course, here is his character card here. So, you got Hook's character card and everything. Looks pretty cool. And then, of course, here is Hook himself. And then we will get him off his stand. Lift that to the side. He does come with a gun. And, of course, same hands as pretty much the whole entire lineup here. You do got some very nice print work for the legs. Nothing too crazy. He's mainly in the a greenish color here. Got the wheels and everything. Very nicely done torso, which is pretty cool. And he's got a decently, done up face sculpt there, pretty well. Um, the only one of the difference with him is the crane, of course, on the back. So that has a ball joint, so you can kind of spin this around if you want it more on the front. Then, of course, this part hinges too as well. So yeah, you get a cool little kind of crane piece going on there, and then for the rest of him, nothing too crazy. These shorter pieces move for I don't know why, because it doesn't really do too much. But um, yeah, I like the asymmetry with his legs here. I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, there's really nothing too much to talk about him. Sculpt is nice. Paintwork looks really nice. It is just a Constructicon. I was never really too huge a fan of the Constructicons all that much. I mean, they're cool. It's just not really too big on them. But that was Hook. Next up, we got Scrapper. So there's his little character coin. Um, and then here is Scrapper. Scrapper is definitely the cooler looking one out of the two that you do get with this set. I think it's kind of cool that you get two Constructicons per wave, so you kind of just collect all the Constructicons. Um, I think that's really cool. And I'm pretty sure the head on mine isn't down all the way. I don't think it's supposed to be up that high. Come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it was a little bit high, but anyway, taking him off the stand. He's a little bit different compared to a Hook, because there is no asymmetry here. It's all pretty symmetrical for the most part. But here we have, of course, the detail work of the front of the legs, and the back of the legs of every character is pretty much the same. Um, he has some very nice looking detail for the front of the chest there. Love all the print work and everything. Of course, gun and different, the same kind of hands and everything. It has these big wheels up here. These ones like turn around actually, and then bottom ones will turn too as well. You got the same range and everything. Pretty cool looking head sculpt. Do quite like this one a lot more than Hook. Very clean paint work too as well, or print work. And his special thing is he has this, of course, this back kind of scoop thing that just kind of shifts up and down. It's nothing too crazy, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, really not much to talk about these guys since they're just the Constructicons. There's nothing too crazy to really talk about. But yeah, that is pretty much a Scrapper. Next up, we got Smokescreen. The Smokescreen is a pretty cool one because with Smokescreen here, it's got some slight differences. I really like the chest piece on him, and now it's all printed up and everything. And it's like the front of the car. I really like that. Taking the base off, of course, again, all the bases are the same. Nothing really too crazy. But of course, you got the nice print work for the uh, legs there. Very detailed and intricate on these legs, and especially with the waist there, and of course with the chest. This one's detailed pretty extensively. Uh, and we'll take a look at some other ones that are detailed too. Like there's one off to the side here that's my favorite. But yeah, very nicely done. I really fuck with this. Um, and looking towards the back, really nothing too crazy in the back. You can see the top of a car on the back there, which is kind of cool. Um, there you got these really nice door wings, and of course you can position the door wings whichever way you want. If you want them more up, I like to have them a little bit more just kind of regularly splayed out. Kind of reminds me a little bit more of the G1. And then of course you do have these kind of ball joint mounted shoulder kind of cannons, which are pretty cool. Close up of that headshot. Not too bad. Not a bad head sculpt. It's pretty good actually. Not too bad. But yeah, the main draw definitely this chest piece because that is a very nice looking chest and it's printed beautifully. That's one thing about Blokees that I really do like is their print work is kind of insane. Like they do a pretty damn good job at printing. But yeah, nothing too much else I can really say about Smokescreen here other than he looks pretty damn awesome. Now here's where we get to the top four of this entire um, wave. So of course, here we have Ultra Magnus's kind of token here, and then looking at Ultra Magnus himself, this thing's pretty awesome. I was not expecting to really like Ultra Magnus all that much. Even though I do like Ultra Magnus as a character, but was not expecting to like the Blokees version as much as I do. It's got a pretty sick looking gun. Um, I mean, it's pretty sick. The way he is like built and everything too is pretty cool. He's definitely taller than some like the normal characters. So I mean, let's just bring in, or I'll put him back on the stand. You can tell he is a bit taller than Blue Streak here, which is very nice. So they did definitely do some height adjusting for Ultra Magnus. I do love the printing there on the front crotch piece. Very beautifully done. Um, and then, of course, you got these shoulder rockets and everything. Those are pretty fun to build. I loved building those. Nothing too crazy on the back. You got the front chest piece, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice chest piece. And I think, if I remember, I pulled this off. I'm pretty sure there was like the remnants of like a matrix in here. If I can remember correctly, it looks like there is. Yeah. So when I pulled it off, you can see that there was a matrix kind of sculpted on there, which is pretty cool. So I think it's pretty sick that you take the chest piece off and there's a whole matrix in there, which is pretty cool. I like how they did that. Of course, the chest is detailed pretty well. That head sculpt is absolutely perfect. It's immaculate. And it was pretty fun to build the head too. The head had its own like interesting build to it. Pretty much damn near 1-to-1 with the Studio Series one. This is an amazing Blokees figure. I love it. But he also came with something kind of cool, an Energon Cube. So I was not expecting him to come with the Energon Cube. At least I'm pretty sure he came with the Energon Cube. Not 100% sure, but I think he did. But yeah, pretty cool that you do get this with him. So anyway. That's Ultra Magnus. Next up, of course, we have Nemesis Prime, the third to last of my favorites. Um, they're in no particular order, although I did say like the three coolest ones. So consider this the top three coolest ones. So of course we have Nemesis Prime, and Nemesis Prime is he's amazing. I love Nemesis Prime. The colors and everything. Comes with this crazy looking sword that's sculpted pretty sick. Comes with these huge cannons for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he comes with them. Um, he just looks so awesome. Like this thing looks so nice. I love the black Optimus Prime legs the with the turquoise blue on there, and the back is super clean. And the turquoise on the waist there and on the stomach pieces. And I got the red windows for that chest. And it looks like, is it like cracked or is that like energy surging through there? Hmm. But you got turquoise for those lights. You got the nice Decepticon logos there and everything. You got the evil Optimus Prime head sculpt, which is pretty sick. And then, yeah, these big ass guns, which are just super dope. This one is dope. I love this one. Um, Pretty cool thing though. Also, he does, of course, have the little smokestacks and everything. But the one thing about Nemesis Prime here is you could also technically call him Scourge because he was called like Scourge and everything like that. Not Scourge, Scourge. He was technically called Scourge too in the early 2000s, I believe, which was a bit strange, but so you could technically call him that too. But yeah, that is Nemesis Prime. This thing is amazing. Next up, of course, we have Tarn, which is kind of the one of the main draws of this wave, and rightfully so. I mean, look at how cool he looks. I love Tarn so much as a character. I think Tarn deserves a lot more merchandise and a lot more spotlight. Hopefully, he'll be in a movie someday. Hopefully, which would be really nice. Uh, but his Blokees figure here is really sick. I'm hoping they make a classic class um, Blokees Tarn. That'd be so cool. Um, but yeah, so here we have, of course, Tarn here. Very nicely sculpted legs, absolutely beautifully sculpted. Man, I love this thing. Um, yeah, nicely printed waist too and everything, with like the pink lights and all that. Lovely print job, and I absolutely love the sculpt work too for this. He has got the guns and everything too on the side. He's nice and big. He's bigger than like the normal sized characters because he has these like extra pieces that you had to put on him. On the inside, there's like extra shoulder bits. This guy was crazy to build, and he came out like super nice. I love this Blocky's turn. This turn alone was just this turn alone was worth it. Like for this entire box. But then of course, getting on that head sculpt, they did a beautiful job capturing that head sculpt. Absolutely crazy beautiful job. They did a damn good ass job. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely perfect. Um, yeah, I'm kind of glazing this one a lot, but rightfully so. I mean, it's Tarn and it's like a super nice design. And of course, the back here, super clean, just like the Hasbro figure. This one doesn't transform, but it's still super, super clean. I found out that there is a light up version of Tarn, and I'm absolutely gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Trust me, I'm gonna get it. But yeah, this thing looks so nice. I'm so happy I had this one. Um, yeah, it's enough gloating over Tarn there, but yeah, one of the most perfect Blockies figures to ever exist right here in my hands. But yeah, that's pretty much Tarn. And last but not least, because I did not get the secret variant, of course, we have Shockwave, which is, before Tarn and Megatron um, was one of my favorite Decepticons. So here we have Shockwave's coin, then Shockwave himself. Uh, Shockwave is pretty cool. Of course, you have an extra fist and, of course, open hands for him if you want to switch out some hands. But I mean, he's a pretty cool one. He does come with some pretty cool accessories. I'm not gonna lie. It comes with this very cool accessory, which is basically him in gun form. So he's basically holding himself. Yeah, Shockwave plays with himself. Um, so yeah, we have a little mini Shockwave, which I think was pretty cool. I like that they have that. Um, and then of course we have this little gun arm here. Both the Decepticon logos are on the forearms. You do get this gun arm with the long hose and everything. It goes all the way around. It is a flexible tube, so it will flex around and everything. It is connected to this big backpack on his back. And yeah, he has some very G1 inspired bits and pieces. So he almost like could like turn him into the gun because his feet were like the handle and everything. Very nice looking chest piece there. Does remind me a lot of the G1 toy. Very nice health work. Very little paint. There's no printing or anything like going on at all, except for the forearms, chest piece, and maybe some on the actual like torso piece on the inside. But other than that, nothing else. The head here is pretty cool. Really do love that Shockwave head. They did an amazing job on that all the way around. Very nice. Yeah, nothing too crazy to talk about with him, other than he is the mascot of this wave, and rightfully so. I mean, this is a very nice looking Shockwave, and they did a really good job on him, and I really do really like it, and I do plan on getting the special Shockwave on its own. But yeah, that's Shockwave. So here's all the Blokees figures, kind of um, just right front and center here. Some of them are being a little bit blocked, but let me try and kind of. There you go. That's a little bit better. Even though Snarl in there is getting a little bit covered. But that is pretty much the entire Blokees wave here. Definitely, if I had to go from favorite to most favorite, I kind of already went in that order. Uh, Last on the list definitely has to be that Snarl, and then it'd be Snarl, and then it would be uh, Hook, and then Scrapper, and then obviously Smokescreen, then Ultra Magnus, and then obviously you got the top three in front. In no particular order because they're all three of them are just fantastic. Um, Obviously one of my more favorite ones in my main draw of getting this, of course, was Tarn, and of course Shockwave too. But Nemesis Prime was a welcome addition. Ultra Magnus was a welcome addition. Um, I absolutely do love this set, and I do plan on getting the secret Shockwave on its own. I did this wave just like this, just for right now, just kind of like test it to see if you guys would want to, see a Blokees video, or if you guys would want, a Blokees stream where I'm, building them on stream and everything, maybe answering some questions and whatnot, because I can do anything you guys want me to. I got all the time in the world nowadays. Seems like that's all I ever got now. But I've been using a lot of my time to kind of just relax and just kind of focus on life a little bit because there's a lot to life and there's a lot to do in life. But let me guys know if you want something like this, some more Blokees videos. If you guys want videos, I can make an attempt to try and see how I would build them on camera, maybe with like a time lapse or something, because building these does take some time. But yeah, me know if you want any more Blokees videos. I had really fun with these. I love model kits, and these kind of are like model kits without all the glue and painting and everything, and they're really nice and very detailed and pretty articulated for little figures. I cannot stop picking that one up. I fucking love Tarn. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much it for the end of the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow my socials, of course. Follow the social. And we will I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for 1,000 subs, and yeah, we got a new setup. So let's get ready for that Maximum Spider-Man review next, shall we? I've heard it 1,000 times before, and it's just not that funny anymore.